Okay, now I'm up here on the rocks themselves, and just take a look there. There's that formation cropping out there. Now this is called the Fountain Formation, and it is that Archaic Sandstone that was eroding, or the result of the erosion of the ancestral Rockies, which would have been just right back, not too far back there. And so the erosion of those mountains, those were granite mountains, like most mountains are. And because you were so close to them, you got this Archaic Sandstone. And if you kind of look, you can start to see some grains in here, sort of ignore the lichens, but there's a big piece of quartz, a little smaller piece there. But if you look closely, this pinker stuff, those are feldspars. Nice little one right there. So all this pink stuff through here are feldspars, and then all the kind of the grayer stuff that kind of gives a kind of a lighter color. That's all pieces of quartz. So this is almost large enough that we can call it a conglomerate, and sometimes it is described as a conglomerate. And I'm sure I could kind of go further down the section here. I might be able to go look at that stuff over there. It might be even more coarse-grained, larger grains of the sandstone, or possibly conglomerate. Because remember, once it's primarily more than 2 millimeters, we start calling it a conglomerate. But if it's mostly under 2 millimeters and under, we'll call it a sandstone. So this is something that's like kind of right on the edge. Like there's some big pieces in there. Nice big piece of feldspar there. But yeah, it's the result of, you've got your mountains that were right back here when this stuff was eroding. Now as we go up this section, we actually get into some other formations farther up. And you notice it gets a little less pink as I kind of go up. Now remember, all of this is kind of tilting this way. I don't know if I can kind of look at that. It's all kind of dipping that way. So if I go back this way, I should be getting into older and older and older rocks. And so if I just tilt my camera over here, you'll see that things are pinker and possibly even more coarse-grained over there. So you're probably potentially closer to your source. And as we're getting farther later on in time, it gets a little less pink, it's a little less feldspars in there. In fact, we start to get some sedimentary structures, I believe, in the next formation, which was deposited closer to modern day and has far less feldspars in it and a lot more quartz in it. So as these mountains over here were eroding down, the ancestral Rockies, which are no longer there, they're getting smaller, they're kind of moving away, you're getting more sediment over here, just kind of like how today, Louisiana is growing farther and farther out from the coast, and it's causing, the sediment that comes down the Mississippi River to travel farther and farther. Similar situation, as you go up this section, the sediment's traveling farther and farther, and away from its source, and you're losing those feldspars, you're getting more rounding, you're getting more sorting, and so we should probably expect to see more quartz sandstones farther up as we kind of go up these dipping rocks. So let's see if we can hike up there and see some of that.